When you talk about greatness, right, I suppose at the end of the day you have to have a measure. He sits comfortably amongst the great players.
Off it comes to Hayes. Riewoldt has this. What a beauty.
My very earliest memory of Nick is before he got drafted. We flew to the Gold Coast and we watched Southport in that grand final. And he was a big young centre-half forward in a really tough competition. He might have been 17 or 18, but he stood up in an open age QFL grand final. I was like, wow.
Tuck into the pocket, GP Mills. Gets back onto it, runs away and slots the goal. Superstar.
I was at the Swans as a midfield coach. I was at the FCG in the coach's box, and that's that famous courageous mark when he ran back with the fly.
Goes down towards half-forward. Look out! Oh, Riewoldt, remarkable.
It was just extraordinary, you know, the level of athleticism and the courage and probably recklessness, to be fair. I was like, wow, who is this guy? Who knew 2 years later I'd have the privilege of, you know, working and coaching with Nick and that group. The pressure to perform and the mantle that goes to the number one pick, and you're following the footsteps of like Lowe and Lockett, you know, and then there was Carey. It was an era of centre-half forward dominance, right? So there's no doubt he felt that, but it drove him.
Gilbert goes for Riewoldt, 2 against him. Great mark.
He wasn't only a physically great preparator, he was mentally very driven, and he would do a lot of mental prep before a game. He was such a magnificent athlete, could cover so much ground. You're going out of the line up on him, mano, good luck, right? It's really about the big moments. Even when the game's in the balance, I just pick up the phone and go, mate, get to work. He'd take marks at critical times.
Kicks it long down towards full forward. Riewoldt! Riewoldt with a classic.
The ability to think clearly under pressure and execute was one of his strengths. I never thought, he's going to fold like a deck chair today. It's not easy being an AFL captain, and he led a team that played in a lot of finals. We would vote, you know, on behaviours of being physically hard and mentally tough and giving feedback and caring for the group. But when I went to the vote, it was Nick. And Nick was very, very inclusive. It didn't matter whether you were a rookie list player, playing, not playing. Everyone was included. I think that's what the great leaders do.
Across to Riewoldt on the bounce. Time's on his side. And he might just inspire the Saints, yet they're in front.
Durability, 336 games in a tough physical position. To kick over 700 goals, that's a lot of goals, right? A really big average. And then ultimately, AFL footy is best and fairest awards in prelim and grand final years. So he's 6-time Trevor Barker and 5 times All-Australian. So the accolades speak for themselves.
And he delivers like the champion he is.
I've been so privileged to work with Nick. Consistency, high-level performance, courage.
This could be a skipper's mark.
Oh, yes.
Nick Riewoldt will be remembered as arguably the greatest St Kilda player ever. But I think everyone leaves footprints in the sands and they all get blown away. But gee whiz, there's not many deeper than his at St Kilda.